Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to today's live trading session. So, have you been? Hope everyone is doing all right. All right. So, today has actually been a very quiet day for the indices traders. Today has been very quiet and very dull. Yes, of course. If you check through what is happening in the fundamental market, you would excuse me, you will know some of the reasons why we've been having these kind of a low volatility, right? So that is actually going to bring us to a very important aspect of the market. All right, so we're just gonna get started, and of course, hopefully get something reasonable. Okay. All right. So, but then currency market has actually been very nice. All right, currency market has been very nice. But before we get started, let's go through some of the fundamentals that has actually been affecting the market of late. And we're going to be starting with, of course, let's go through the Forex Factory to see. I always tell you, every single day before you start up any activity, make sure you visit your Forex Factory to see if there are some trades that you need to take, all right, or if there are some things that you need to adjust. It's always very much important. Even if you get there and there is no any fundamental affecting the market, it is better. But just make sure you check. Just make sure you check. If it is not possible, then I wouldn't be checking it every single time we're about to start training. I would not be checking it anytime. All right. Just a second. Okay. All right. So today is Wednesday, August 23rd. And like I said, we have a couple of fundamentals that came out. So I'm not going to be focusing on the ones that came out in the morning. I'm going to be looking at those ones that are still going to be coming out today. And of course, the one that is all day. Yesterday, I told you that there was this particular event that was going on yesterday, which is called the BRICS meeting. All right. And I told you about these BRICS. I spent time to explain what BRICS is all about. And I told you it's about have the Brazil, the Russian, the India and China and South African summit. All right. They are actually there to bring out a new world currency. All right. And it's mostly the unification of some countries and also for economic stability, basically to what's it called? Basically to dethrone. Let me use that word if I'm allowed. Basically to dethrone the United States of America. All right. So that being said, there are a couple of things that are actually going on in this particular meeting. If you check their major currency currency they are looking out for, it's actually the Russian, the Chinese yen. All right, the Chinese yen is actually the major currency they are looking out for. So, but then if you check through that, it's actually going to be giving very much strength to not just Chinese yen, but also to Japanese yen too. All right. So that being said, we're going to be looking through the market to see how the volatility has actually been, and also what has been happening across the different countries that are involved in this particular meeting. All right. So if you check very well, now how will you explain that all the currency pairs early hours of today had some massive volatilities, but nothing happened in the commodity market and also in the stock market? How will you explain that? But all the currency pairs, especially ranging from Japanese yen to United States dollars, all of them were very strong, and the rest just lost some massive strength. All right. So let's just go ahead and go through the okay, by 3 p.m. actually 3 p.m. today, starting from 2:45 p.m., there is flash manufacturing PMI that is coming out. Flash manufacturing PMI actually shows the level of diffusion of manufactured commodities in the United States. Is actually a volatile It's a volatile news, especially on 5 minutes time frame. Then you also have another one, the flash service PMI, and then flash service PMI shows, of course, the rate of service diffusion too, right? So it's also a volatile trade, all right. Okay, so let's take a look at let's just go to the chart and see what we're going to be having today, and also to see how it's going to be affecting the market. Okay, so here we are. So we're going to be looking through the Chinese yen and of course the United States dollar. So let's start up with the dollar index today. Now, if you remember when we did this, we're actually looking out for dollar index being able to break above this particular region. And this morning, it actually broke above it. All right, it went all above this particular price level. It has gone above it. And of course, we're also actually looking out for a further buy. All right, even though a lot of us are actually looking out for, oh, once this particular market can retrace a little bit, then it's going to. But I am looking out for a further buy on this dollar index. So my next take profit for those of you that are swing traders, all right, you should have actually already entered your buy. All right. So for those of you that are swing traders, you should have already been on a buy on this particular trade. And of course, if you're a swing trader, you know that your next take profit should be at that verified resistance up around this region. It should be your take profit. But if you're not a swing trader, like you're just the in and out kind of person, then this actually, you should be taking advantage of this particular sell that is currently going on. Because after the massive buy, like I told you yesterday, there's something that's actually been going on in the market. When you have a buying morning, you're most likely going to be seeing a selling afternoon. But then when you have a selling morning, you're most likely going to be seeing a buying afternoon. And today, we actually had, of course, a buying morning. So this afternoon, there's going to be a little bit of a retracement coming down to this place, then picking up a buy again going forward. But the end product of this particular trade on dollar index is that it is headed to that verified resistance. Now, let's take a look at it using this particular okay, so let's take a look at using this to see. All right, perfect. Now this is it. This is it. Now every single indication here, if you check it out, if you check on 1 minute time frame, now 1 minute time frame is giving us a sell. Yeah, no doubt. On 1 minute time frame, the market is selling. Then on 5 minutes time frame, of course, the market is also selling. But on 15 minutes time frame, you're going to be seeing more of a buy. All right. But then on 30 minutes time frame, you're going to be seeing more of a sell. All right. So going forward this afternoon on this particular instrument, I think the best option that we're going to be having is to go in for a further sell. All right. I'm actually looking out for a further sell to come down to that particular point. Then you can now take advantage of the buy going forward. But this afternoon, just before now, but that is at this particular time, I'll be going in for a sell. But then let me just tell you, the thing is that most likely once it's 2 p.m., we'll actually once it's 2:30, we're likely going to be seeing a further buy on this particular instrument, no doubt. We're most likely going to be seeing a further buy on it. All right, because with what is actually happening, it's only going to be getting to that particular support, then it's going to push up from there. It's going to push up from there. Now, okay, so let's exit this and have a clearer background and see what is actually going to be saying. Now, this is what we're doing now. We're going in for a sell at the current market price, and then we're taking our profit just around this price level. Then on 5 minutes time frame, this is actually what we're looking at. Okay, there is already a support right here. There's a support on 5 minutes time frame. So don't enter instant execution. All right. Don't enter instant execution on 5 minutes on 1 hour time frame, because there is a verified resistance where the price is on 5 minutes time frame. There is a verified resistance. So the best option is that you can actually going to be taking up a buy Now, this is actually one of the major reasons it's good to check out your trade on different time frames, because you might check it out on 1 hour, especially if you don't have enough money in your account. Always check different time frames to see where you have some support regions. If there is a support, it is best you avoid such regions. But of course, supports are meant to be broken and also resistance are meant to be broken. But this is just for the sake of the scalpers, all right? You just have to do this. If you're a scalper, you have to check on different time frames, because that is actually where you take up your trade mostly from. All right. So that being said, I'm going to be going in for a sell once price goes below the verified support on 5 minutes time frame. But then if it's not able to go below it and start going back up, then remember where I said I will be going in for a buy. Yes, I'll be going in for a buy, and my buy is going to be all the way all the way up. All right. So that being said, let's take a look at it on 1 hour again and see what we're having. Now, this is how it looks like on 1 hour time frame. Okay, on 1 hour time frame, this is actually what I'm taking up my trade. And my take profit for here is just going to be within the region. But for buy, I still have a wider region. So my buy is a long one. All right. All right. So let's go back to 5 minutes time frame and then take the entry. All right, so my 5 minutes time frame, the entry position is going to be for a sell. I'm going to be taking in my sell at price 103.681, 103.681. That is where my entry position for a sell is, 103.681, 103.681. And then my take profit is going to be at price 103.585. That is for sell entry. That is the sell entry. So the entry position once again is at price 103.681, and my take profit is 103.585. Okay, that is the entry position for the sell. Then for the buy, my entry position is going to be at price 103.912. 103.912. That is my entry position for the buy. All right. And my take profit is a very high one, actually. It's all the way to price 104.165. It's actually a very long one, because I feel that once the price is able to go above the high of today, it's a fly all the way up. All right. And I told you that this particular trade is already on an uptrend. All right. So if you're on a sell, you don't need to stay long on that sell. Just enter, do your scalping, and then come out. Don't stay long. Why? Because the trade has broken above a major resistance. And because of that, it is going to have a massive push up. It's going to have a massive push up. I have to say that. All right. But then if it is able to go below here, then we can consider a very tiny sell. Then after which, just go on for a buy. Do you understand? That's why I had to give it like this. So the entry position for the buy once again is 103.912, 103.912, and the take profit is 104.169. I hope you got that. So that now brings us to the next instrument we're going to be looking at which is for Euro USD. Euro USD today has been a massive sell. All right, we've actually been having a massive sell-off. All right. Now, this particular instrument, you already know, yesterday there was a massive sell, and then after the sell, you just had a little bit of consolidation. And of course, this morning, it started up with a little bit of a buy, but then had a massive fall. And I told you that the major reason for this fall is because of the strength in the US. Now, the funny part is that everyone is expecting US to lose strength because of the BRICS meeting. But boom, US dollars just kept on making some massive move. All right. But because of the BRICS meeting also, yen is actually supposed to gain a lot of strength. But in as much as dollar is strong, yen is actually stronger. Because if you check all the currency pairs that is quoted with yen, you discover that yen has actually been far stronger than all of them. You can take Euro JPY, you can take GBP JPY, you can take even USD JPY. Every single one of them has actually been on the sell note. So that being said, for Euro USD, they're going in for 5 minutes time frame. Remember that I already told you that I am going in for a further sell on Euro USD. Yes, I'll be going in for a further sell on Euro USD. Even though this instrument pushes up, I would not fall victim of that. But if you can remember what we did on US 2000 yesterday, right? Remember what we did on US 2000? As it's going up, we're taking up a sell. As it's going up, we're taking up a sell. And when it finally fell, a lot of persons actually made profit. And I'm glad most persons actually sent me their record, and it was a good one. All right. So on this particular trade, I am going in for a sell. All right. I am going in for a sell. And then my take profit is all the way to, but I'm going to be giving you a stop loss on this particular instrument. All right. I'm going to be giving you a stop loss on Euro USD. All right. Now, why I'm going to be giving you a stop loss is because just in case if a peradventure goes above this particular region, then you should actually be able to close up your trade. But I am looking out for a sell. But now on 1 hour time frame, it's just bouncing off from this particular resistance. All right. But another thing we can also do is that we can also take just chill. All right, we're going to take all the trades that we're supposed to, but I really need you to understand this part so that you'll be able to make some good profit from it. All right. All right. Now, there are two things that we can actually do on this trade. Number one is either we enter a sell from where it is, which is actually what I'm going to be doing. All right. Which is actually what I'm going to be doing. Or we just wait for price to go above this particular region, then take a buy position. All right. It's either we wait for price to go above here and then take a buy, or we enter a sell and then take our profit just at this level. So now the one I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be taking up a sell, and then my take profit is going to be just at price 1.08032. But I will be setting up a stop loss just above this particular point, just in case if price actually pushes above there. But then when it gets to the stop loss, I'll be going in for instant buy to cover up that particular trade. I hope you get that. Let me repeat it again. I'll be going in for instant sell on Euro USD, and my take profit is going to be at price 1.08032. But my stop loss is going to be above the verified resistance, which is price 1.08223. It's actually a very short one, and the probability of it hitting it might be higher. And then once it hits it, start coming down. That's actually why I wouldn't prefer to use it. But for the sake of others that are listening, I would prefer to go in for an instant sell. My take profit at price 1.08032. All right. And my stop loss is at price 1.08223. Okay. All right. Or let's just make it at 1.08225. Or let's use 225 or 227 actually. 227 is fine. But if this particular trade gets your stop loss, enter buy immediately. By then it should have broken above that particular resistance. Then you'll be able to cover up the losses. So that you'll be able to cover up the losses. I hope you got that. All right. So a sell on Euro USD, take profit point at price 1.08032. But if it goes above this particular point, go in for a buy, and then your take profit for that buy should be on this next Tonko resistance, which is at price 1.08409. 1.08409. So that's actually what I'm going to be doing on this particular trade. But I'm actually expecting this particular trade to have a little bit of a push down. But then on 5 minutes time frame, it just successfully broken above the verified resistance. So if you're still on it, you've entered the sell already, close up the sell, even if it has not gotten to this take profit. Sorry, even if it has not gotten to the stop loss, you can close it and enter instant buy. All right, take your profit at price 1.08409. Why? Because it has broken above this particular resistance, and with what is happening, it's going to still push up a little bit. That is that for Euro USD. All right, so let's rush through this one. Now, USD JPY is still going to sell. All right, USD JPY, no doubt, is still going to sell. So for anybody that wants to take up any position on USD JPY, let it be a sell. And you can enter a sell at the current market price, take your profit at price 145.066. 145.066. So USD on USD JPY is an instant sell. Is an instant sell. I already told you the reason why USD JPY is doing like that, because of BRICS. All right, because of the BRICS, and yen currently for today is one of the strongest instruments. So USD JPY is a sell, and the take profit is at price 145.066. 145.066. So you can go ahead and sell your USD JPY. All right. Now, I know I don't normally analyze Euro JPY during this kind of session, but for today, Euro JPY is a sell. All right. I know it's been selling since morning, but the sell is not over yet. The sell is not over yet on Euro JPY. For Euro JPY for today, is going to be, like I said, JPY is one of the strongest instruments for today. All right, one of the strongest instruments for today. JPY is actually mentioned. All right, so for today, JPY is also Euro JPY is still on a sell. I told you to sell USD JPY at the current price, right? And then Euro JPY too is still. I can be typing the entry position and also be calling it. All right, so just try to enter the trade. I said USD JPY is an instant execution, so it's at the current market price, and it take profit at price 145.066. And for Euro JPY, also at the current market price, the take profit at price 156.832. 156.832. That is where USD JPY is actually headed to. Euro JPY, actually, that is where it is headed to. All right, so going next to the next instrument, that is GBP USD. GBP USD also, it's bouncing off from a particular resistance. It is bouncing off from a resistance, and on a 1 hour time frame, I'll be going in for a further buy. On a 1 hour time frame, I'll be going in for a further buy. But then on 5 minutes time frame, let's take a look at to see if there is any support or any resistance. Okay, perfect. There is actually a support on the current price. There is a support just like we've got on Euro USD. Remember I said Euro USD, if you want to sell, close up the sell, even though it hasn't gotten to the stop loss, close the sell and enter buy immediately. You can actually do price stacking and your profit at price 1.08409. All right, I hope you did that. So for GBP USD, all right, what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be setting up your trade above this particular point. So your entry position for GBP JPY should be at price, that is for buy. Your buy entry should be at price 1.26513. 1.26513. That is the take profit for GBP JPY. I will not be giving you a sell entry because, the sell entry I'm going to be giving you is going to be really, really far because I wouldn't want you to get trapped on the instrument. So, but for the buy on GBP USD, your entry for buy should be at price 1.26513. 1.26513. Okay, 1.26513. All right, that is the entry position for GBP JPY. Sorry, for GBP USD, 1.23513. That is the entry position for this instrument. And the take profit is all the way to price 1.26816. Remember, the entry position for the buy is 1.26513, right? And the take profit is 1.26816. All right. Now, the next one is the sell. The sell entry for GBP USD is at price 1.26039. 1.26039. That is the entry position for the sell, 1.26039. And the take profit is going to be at price 1.2648. 1.2. All right. Sorry, let me call the take profit again. The take profit again is 1.25648. 1.25648. But my preference for this afternoon is actually a buy. Right, that's why the buy is actually closer to the price. So you can go ahead and enter the trade. So the sell again 1.26039 and the take profit 1.25648. So that is that for USD, GBP USD. Just one more before we finally go into the indices market. All right, the ones I analyze now is on 5 minutes time frame. All right, the entry position is on 5 minutes time frame. So taking a look at it on 1 hour time frame, this is what we've got. All right, this is what we've got on 1 hour time frame. All right, this is what we've got actually on 1 hour time frame. All right, it's actually a very long drive. All right, but then on 1 hour time frame, you can see a support right there. You can actually adjust it, but I know if it's going to actually get to that particular support, then it's going to be breaking below it. All right. Anything that will make this particular instrument to get to that point, then it's going below the other supports. All right. So AUD USD was going to be the last one before we go into the indices market. All right. So for today, the AUD USD market is actually been a very funny one. And of course, you know that AUD is actually on a downtrend. Of course, you know that, right? AUD has actually been selling over the period of time. Let me just change remove all this stuff and then just make it a little bit better for you. All right, now this is it. This instrument has actually been on the downtrend, but of course, you've been having this is just a retracement. Now, how will you know that this instrument is on a downtrend? Check AUD against other instruments. All right, check AUD against other instruments. Do you understand? Check AUD against other instruments. You will discover that AUD has actually been a very it's been very, very cold for the period. All right. When I say very cold, I mean that it has not actually been doing very, very well. So with that in mind, just know that all the AUD pairs are on a downtrend. So any buy you're seeing there, it is just for the time being. It's going to be just a retracement. All right. So that being said, going through 5 minutes time frame, we can actually look at AUD USD in a better light, saying that we're actually expecting a further push up on AUD USD. Yes, we're expecting a further push up. So I'm going in for a buy on AUD USD. Even though it's on a downtrend, but I'm going in for a buy. And my take profit for AUD USD for today is at price 0.64306. 0.64306. That is my take profit for AUD USD today. I'm going in for a buy on AUD USD, and my take profit is going to be at 0.64306. 0.64306. That is my take profit for AUD USD. So I'm actually going in for a buy, and then that is my take profit. Of course, there is a confirmation on my 5 minutes time frame using the IPM indicator. So there is already a confirmation there. So I'm going in for the buy. All right, and that is my take profit point. And okay, fine. So let's now take a look at the indices market, and of course the some of the commodity markets. All right, so coming into the indices markets, you will notice that today has actually been a very volatile day. And the truth is that for any or most of today, you're going to be seeing more of a sell on indices. You're going to be seeing more of a sell. Now, let me also tell you something. If you discover, I said it yesterday, but then it was in passing, and I said it more on dollar index. All right. Yesterday, indices market actually started with a buy. All right. But then around this period, you had a massive sell. Okay. And does that mean that particular volatility has ended? I don't think so. All right. I don't think so. So what we're going to actually be looking at for is a further buy on US 2000. So US 2000 is going to be having a buy, but then once you get to that resistance, don't buy again. We're going to be seeing a push up. Then after the push up, you're going to be seeing a massive sell on all the indices. You're going to be seeing a massive sell, but that is after the push up. We're going to be seeing a push up first, then a sell. Like currently, you're going to be seeing a buy across all the indices, including gold. Like, okay, gold is already buying. All right. Of course, gold is still going to push up. All right. Gold is still going to push up. US 2000 is going to still push up. All right. So US 2000 is going to buy. Gold is going to buy. But then US 2000, once it gets to this particular resistance, stop your buy and then follow the sell. Do you understand? Because for today, you're going to be having a massive sell movement on all indices. And the sell is going to be a very big sell. But that is initially it's going to have start up with a buy. So but don't be carried away with the buy. You're going to be seeing more of a sell. You're going to be seeing more of a sell. So don't be carried away with all the buys you're going to be seeing. All right. We don't be carried away with all the buys you're going to be seeing. Like yesterday, what we also did is that we did, as the market is going up, we're going to be, we started entering sales. All right. So that is also what you're going to be expecting for today. All right. That's also what you're going to be expecting for today. So don't be carried away with the buy. If you're going to be following the buy, make sure that the buy does not stay for a long time. You're going to be seeing more of a sell across all the indices. All right. Following the buy is just to get for US 2000, let your take profit for the buy be at price 1862.9. Make sure you don't pass that level. 1862.9. That is your take profit for the buy for US 2000. All right. So for US 2000, the initial entry is going to be a buy. To that point, then it's going to sell. It's going to have a massive crash down. Do you understand? The same thing goes with other indices. A buy and then going to be followed up with a sell. All right. So I just said now all the indices is going to be starting up with a buy. All indices is starting with a buy. Do you understand? Just follow the buy till the next resistance, then you're going to be selling. US 100 is a buy, US 1000 it's a buy. To that point, then follow up the sell. But if you don't want to enter the buy, just hold on for it to push up a little bit, then follow the sell because it's going to have a massive crash down. All right. I personally, I'm going to just be doing a sell stack up. As it's going down, as it's going up, I'll be doing a sell. And as it's going down, I'll be doing a sell. Remember, the highest points you're going to be seeing is more of a sell. You're going to be seeing more of a sell across all indices. But initially, you're going to be seeing a buy first. Like you're already seeing that on US 100. It's going to push up. But as it's pushing up, just know that it is just pushing up to come down. It is going up to come down. I don't know if you really, if what I said, you're actually following it. All right. It is going to have a push up first, then it's going to sell. All right. It's going to have a little bit of a push up, then it's going to sell. So don't be carried away on the buy. If you're buying, just buy for a little while, then follow up with the sell. Best option is once it's pushing up, just follow it with a sell. Once it's pushing up, follow it with a sell. As it's going up, you'll be selling, just like we did on US 2000 yesterday. So that when it finally starts crashing, you would know that you are already on a very good profit. Okay, exactly what we're talking about. All right. So as it's going up, you'll be following it with a massive sell-off. Okay, so some questions are already dropping here. So let me just consider the question before I go in for the next one. No, instant sell. I mean instant sell. You're following with an instant execution, not a pending order again. As is okay, if you're pushing up, what you're doing is that you're following the buy with a sell, so that if it finally gets to a very high point and then start falling, you can actually start making profit from up there. Okay, that's what I meant. Because you're going to be having a more of a sell day. But for gold, of course, gold is actually still going to push up a little bit. All right, maybe to that particular verified resistance. That's why I said if you can't cope up with the buy, or probably if you don't know how, maybe where to stop on the buy, because I can't tell you the exact point to stop on the buy, but I can only tell you that you're going to have a little bit of a push up, but then going forward, you're going to have a massive sell off. Do you understand? You're going to have a massive sell-off. So instead of being trapped on the sell, instead of it being trapped on the buy, it's better you just hold on for the sell to start, and then you follow up with the sell. Hope you understand that. Like on US 2000 already, if you actually entered on the US 2000, you would have actually been on, this is the third one I'm currently closing, and that is because of the stacking I'm doing. Okay, so okay, so my US 30 is actually time for me to start selling my US 30. Okay, it's time for me to start selling my US 30. I just wanted to push up a little bit, then I would, okay, perfect. I think that was a very nice catch for US 30. And US 100, I'm going to start selling my US 100 pretty soon. Okay, I think at this point, it's actually a very nice position to start selling my US 100. All right. Said call out the price points. I can't call out the price point because it's supposed to be an instant trading. All right, it's supposed to be an instant trading. And remember, there is a news coming out by 2:45. All right, so it's actually time for agro commodities. Let's just take agro commodities, and then we'll be calling it a period. All right, so for agro commodities, starting up with wheat, looking out for a gap up. Okay, there was a gap up on wheat, and for corn, there was also a gap up on corn. Soybean, there's supposed to also be a gap up on soybean. All right, so perfect. All the agro commodities actually had a gap up for today, and that is actually a buy entry for us. So for agro commodities, it's a buy for all agro traders, or is a buy for all agro traders. Remember, on agro commodities, you don't stay long on the trade. You just take out the few period that you should, and then you call it a day. So for agro commodities, it's a buy across board. All right, you're buying, but you're not staying long on the trade. You're buying, but you're not staying long. So agro commodities was a gap up across, so it's going to be a buy. Just take your profit and then don't stay long on it. So it's a buy for agro commodities. All right. All right, so I think that is going to be that for all the trades for today. And remember that now this particular BRICS that is already in progress, now BRICS is going to be affecting the market in a diverse ways. BRICS is going to be affecting the market in a diverse way. So just follow the news and you should be able to make your profit. And remember that there is a fundamental coming out this afternoon. Also take advantage of some of those fundamentals. You should be you should be able to make some really good profit from them. All right, you should be able to make some good profits from all the trades. All right, and thank you everybody for joining us today. And remember that I said all indices is not going to be having, it's just going to be having a very short and small trading, buy, the next one you're going to be having, you're going to be seeing more of a sell-off on them. Now you can actually check it out on smaller time frame. Then you see exactly what I am talking about. Check it out on smaller time frame, then you actually appreciate. Sorry, on a bigger time frame, especially on 1 hour, then you'll be able to know the exact direction of the market. All right. Always consider all the market with a bigger. Check it out on bigger time frame. You should be able to see what I'm saying. Sorry, excuse me. Okay, so US 2000 is still going to have a massive fall, all right? So US 2000 is still going to have a massive fall. I'm actually expecting it to go below this particular verified support. This by you're seeing is just respecting this support on 1 hour time frame, but it's going to still sell massively. All right, thank you everybody for joining us today. And of course, we have some of these trainings that we hold on our YouTube page. So you can always go to our YouTube page and get to learn 1 or 2 things, all right? And if you have any challenge, that's why you have your account manager. Always reach out to your account manager for any any issue reservations, all right? And they will be very happy to actually help you out, all right? And we also have our Telegram pages where we post almost trade entries. All right, so you can always join us on our Telegram channel and you'll be able to be part of some of the trainings that are going on. And remember, I told you that yesterday the agro-commodity class was actually postponed due to some of our VIP training meetings. But for tomorrow, it's going to be holding. So the agro-commodity that was supposed to hold yesterday is now for tomorrow. So do well to join us tomorrow for the agro-commodity class. And it's going to be holding by 1 p.m., the same link. So tomorrow's class is going to be starting by 1 p.m. down to 2:30 p.m. And hopefully we should also be able to make some really good profit from it. Thank you everybody for joining us. And it's always a pleasure, like I always say. Do have a lovely day.